Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
You wanted the best, you got him for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Okay. Here we go. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the famed North Wilkesboro Speedway, the site of action here tonight for the Salt Flat Cup Series. And it is sure to be a good one. It is short track racing at its finest right here at North Wilkesboro. My name is Chris. With me, as always, my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you tonight, brother?
I'm doing fabulous, brother. I'm excited to be here at North Wilkesboro. I love this track.
At half-mile track, plenty of excitement to be had. Short track racing. This is going to test, well, it's going to test a few things here tonight. These guys are not really used to short track so far. We've done cookie cutters, we've done road racing, but tonight a half-a-mile track for 150 laps, and the temperature outside is definitely okay by me. 78 degrees is the air temperature right now. That track temperature actually just fell a degree. It's down to 106 from 107, so may be cooling off. Remember, Salt Flat Cup Series presented by SimBox. If you are looking for a SimBox, make sure to go on over to Facebook, type in SimBox PC, and get one of the originals. As I mentioned, it is a short track, a little half-mile track. I actually have a little experience driving on this one, and it's a lot of fun. The corners a little bit different from side to side on this track, and we're going to see who can adapt to that the quickest. Right now, we have 16 drivers in the server ready to take on North Wilkesboro, but we still have a little bit of time before we take the green flag. Plenty of time for somebody to sneak on in. I want to go ahead and thank everybody right off the bat for tuning in here live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Again, this is the Salt Flat Cup Series, getting ready to do battle in North Wilkesboro. And, well, short tracks usually bring tall tempers.
They sure do, Chris, and that's something that I'm sure we're going to see at some point here tonight. I mean, this track it's a short track, but it races very well.
It does. There's plenty of passing opportunities. Beefy out there. High, wide, and ugly tonight. Well, buddy, you know what? You had a pretty good finish last week. Let's see if we can back it up again this week. Brandon Feeney out there. And the number 83, of course, not out on track. Well, no, he is. Look at that. He just wanted to stop and type. No texting while driving. I dig it. So just about a minute 20 left here of practice. And then we'll get the qualifying session underway. And when that happens, we'll drop off and well, we'll bring in the anthem and maybe another commercial. We'll see. I don't expect to see a lot of cautions here. This track very racy. And it does give plenty of room for that as long as people are doing a little give and take. Of course, Brandon Feeney had to go and prove me wrong by whacking the wall. And I did say whacking the wall.
Oh, whacking. No, like Feeney just did.
Yeah, I mean, you know, let's be fair. But he isn't the only one. This track may be a little bit slippery, Rick. Maybe I'm going to have to take back what I said. It might give these guys a little bit of trouble. I have seen some slipping and sliding out there, but I think maybe if as it cools down, it should bring it in. Oh, well, look at that. Cody Levitt just got wheeled by Michael Bromley, and I think that might have been on purpose.
Maybe.
Okay, it was on purpose. Bromley, you were caught. How about this car, though? Best looking car on track. The 31 of Donald Bennett. DB running it high. I'm liking it. I like that spec map on the 31 there.
It does look good.
All right, caution flag waves over practice. We're going to step away for just a moment as the sun starts going down here at Wilkesboro. We will be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular their bombs bursting in air gave
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to North Wilkesboro, and we have our grid ready to go. Actually, let's get our grid ready to go. There we go. That's better. Got a little grid music going. On the pole tonight, it's going to be the 10 from Podium Motorsports, Greg O'Barry, to his outside out of Mafia Motorsports. It's going to be the 23 of Blade Timmons. Inside row number 2, CSRF Motorsports. Number 3, Roy Fernandez. And to his outside, CSRF Motorsports 01 of Cody Sleeper. Aaron Davidson in the 03, going to be starting inside row number 3. And to his outside, out of Beefy Motorsports, it's the 83 of Brandon Feeney. Starting inside row number 4, out of Vapid Yeet Racing, it's the 51 of Travis Elliott. And to his outside, Rick, it's going to be the 128 Racing, number 28, Hunter Reynolds.
And then starting in row number 5, it's going to be the Aggression Motorsports number 48 of Colby Collins, going to be starting in 9th. Next to him on the outside is going to be the 31 Keystone Motorsports of Donald Bennett in 10th. Michael Bromley qualified his Bromley Designs Racing 05 in 11th position, with Deeper Darker Dews number 38 of Cody Levitt going to be starting in 12th. And then we have, come on, there we go. In row number 7, it is going to be starting with the 13 of Deeper Darker Dew, Jamie Leach, in 13th position, with the 2 of GBR Racing, Jared Hagedorn, in 14th. Danny Venezuela got his drop top Raised Energy 04 qualified in the 15th position. And on his outside, Chris, and bringing up shotgun, it is coast to almost coast, the number 26 of Daryl Calder in 16th.
All right, and that is the grid for tonight's race. As we get ready for our formation lap, led by Greg O'Barry in the 10. O'Barry taking the pole. Danny Venezuela going to be starting shotgun on the field here tonight. So cars are moving for the first time here. Lights are off on the pickup truck, and that means it's going to dive into the pits here right after it gets out of turn number 4. Feeney top 10. Weird. Yeah, let's see if you can finish there, Brandon. Let's do it, buddy. All right, truck is getting ready to pull off. I lied.
It will next time, though.
It sure will.
That's the thing. I mean, 150 laps here, Chris, it's going to tick off very, very quick. I mean, these drivers, they have a lot of room to race. It's actually, you know, it doesn't look too bad on the broadcast, but when you're driving these cars, it doesn't seem that it's this wide. But you can definitely do 3 wide here. It's not recommended, obviously, but plenty of room out there. So drivers just got to take care of their equipment, take care of their tires for this long race, and everything's going to turn out good.
Brandon, pretend like you didn't hear that. 3 wide, not recommended. That's all. You'll be all set. So it must be a Chevy because the lights weren't on for the formation lap, but finally it does hit pit road, waiting on the green flag for the first time here tonight on North Wilkesboro. Lap 1 underway. Greg O'Barry diving down into turn 1. Him and Blade Timmons side by side. O'Barry with a slight advantage coming out of turn 2, but on the outside, Blade Timmons going to use the momentum up. O'Barry battles back on the inside, and O'Barry going to lead lap number 1. Behind them, we've got a battle for the 3rd spot. It's between Cody Sleeper and the 01 and Roy Fernandez. Fernandez gives it up, and here comes Brandon Feeney. Feeney up to the 5th spot, and he's got Aaron Davidson right behind him.
Oh, Feeney right onto the back bumper of Fernandez there, Chris. Got to whoa it up just a little bit, but not enough. He's got to be careful, though, because Davidson right there behind him. And now these guys starting to go nose to tail. That's something that I kind of expected. The only guy that's not right now is the leader, O'Barry, kind of running a little higher line than Timmons. Timmons falls in behind. Definitely running 2 different lines here between those 2 drivers as the 23 of Timmons tries to look on the inside. Chris can't do anything with it, though.
Yeah, so I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, these 2 corners are slightly different. And what I have found while driving this 1 and 2, you want to be up just a little bit higher than you do in 3 and 4. You keep running that low line like Timmins is right now, you're going to make your tires upset. Could go around. Nonetheless, Blade Timmins still continuing to put the pressure on Greg O'Berry, and had a nose in there for a moment, had to back down, got a little loose coming out of turn number 4. The battle waging on here for that first spot, but Rick, as you said, just about everybody else gone single file. The next best battle that I can find here is between Cody Levitt in the 38 and the 48 of Colby Combs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The 48 moving up through, the 13 falls down. I mean, different lines run by every driver. I mean, they're all trying to find where they want to go. I'm just looking through, Chris, and yeah, pretty much everybody right now is nose to tail. I know the 03 of Davidson been trying to find a way around the 83, but hasn't been able to do it yet.
And Brandon Feeney making that car extra wide here tonight. And you can do that just by running the proper line. The 03 gets a little kick out from the rear end of that machine. It's a little upset. Gonna have to back it down, figure out that line just a little bit more. Aaron Davidson gonna have to get that thing under control just a little bit back up front. It is still Greg O'Berry leading the way on the backstretch with Blade Timmins, Cody Sleeper right behind him.
I thought I would just give the little weather app there on the right hand side of the screen, Chris, a little preview to see that track temperature up to 114 degrees right now. So warming up as these drivers take their laps around. We're already lapped 10 of 150.
Well, that is not what these drivers want to know. They want that thing to cool down, not heat up.
Yeah, it's getting very slick out there. 03 of Fernandez now under attack by the 83 of Feeney. Feeney working that inside lane. That's going to open up that lane to the 03 of Davidson. Let's see which driver is going to capitalize here. Fernandez hanging tough on the outside, though. And now Feeney's kind of pinched down there by the 03 of Davidson. Davidson taking over that position as of right now. They come out of 4 down the front stretch. And Feeney hangs on to that spot, but man, still under pressure by the 03.
Feeney and Davidson, the 83 and the 03 continue to battle, but it looks like Davidson on the backstretch put a little nos to the system as he pulls out by about a nose. Feeney on the inside, battling back. They were door to door for a moment, and now the 03 of Aaron Davidson makes that pass clean. So Aaron Davidson pops back into the 5th spot, right where he started. Brandon Feeney, right where he started in the 6th spot up front. Blade Timmins putting a lot of pressure on our race leader, Greg O'Berry. O'Berry fighting back on the outside through 1 and 2. The 23 side by side with the 10. And Blade Timmins trying to take over that race lead. O'Berry again battling back on the outside. They are just about door to door here. And on the front stretch, O'Berry again using the momentum of that outside lane leads that last lap.
And outside lane, kind of where you want to be. So Barry, I mean, even though he's pushing that 10 Exalta machine pretty hard, it's definitely working out for him. But Blade Timmins right now, and nope, boom. It is close, very close.
As these two are battling out side by side behind them, Cody Sleeper and Roy Fernandez starting to close in on our leaders. Blade Timmins again has the advantage on the inside. Can O'Berry fight back on the outside again? Not this time. He falls in line, and we have a new race leader. It's the 23 of Blade Timmins as they pull down through turns 1 and 2.
It's actually probably a good thing that Blade Timmins was able to get around O'Berry because, like you said, Chris, earlier, that was giving Cody Sleeper a lot of space to make his moves. He was catching right up to those guys and getting ready to make his move, but he had to kind of shut it down a little bit. Right now, Sleeper sitting in 3rd. No real big mover so far. Right now, the biggest mover on the track is the guy who's sitting in 13th position. He's up 3 positions since the drop of the green flag. Daryl Calder doing a good job in 13th position, kind of riding around by himself. As you said earlier, Aaron Davidson, Brandon Feeney, Travis Elliott, Hunter Reynolds, all right where they started this thing so far in lap 19 of 50. You can also throw in the 2 of Hagedorn, who's down in 14th. Danny Venezuela is up to 15th, right where he started. Donald Bennett fallen down 6 positions since the drop of the green flag so far.
And so Bennett not feeling the love here at North Wilkesboro quite so much early on in this one, but only lap 20 of 150 so far. Clean racing going on For the Salt Flat Cup Series, back up front, Blade Timmons has the race lead, and he is starting to open it up a little bit. Greg O'Berry falling back. Cody Sleeper working the inside. Sleeper in the inside of turns 1 and 2. Sleeper trying to take it away, not going to be able to get there. Here comes Roy Fernandez, going to try and push him through on the bottom side. Cody Sleeper still working the inside. Greg O'Berry up towards the wall, had a push out of the 10 machine, and he just lost a spot, maybe 2, as Roy Fernandez right there on the inside through 1 and 2 is going to take away that 3rd spot. Fernandez moves up 1. Greg O'Berry is slipping backwards really quick now. You got to wonder if he upset those tires. As the 10 slips back to 5th spot, Aaron Davidson, the most recent around the 10 machine. And O'Berry continues to kind of lose traction in that 10 machine. Here comes Brandon Feeney, Travis Elliott, Hunter Reynolds right behind him. Hunter Reynolds was not in last week's race. Good to see him back out there, the 28. So Blade Timmons now really has opened up a bit of a lead, 1.6 seconds over a second place runner, Cody Sleeper. Roy Fernandez in the 3rd spot. Aaron Davidson and then Greg O'Berry, our pole sitter here tonight, is running in the 5th place. Behind them, it is Brandon Feeney under pressure from Travis Elliott. Elliott taking a peek to the inside through 1 and 2. Travis Elliott trying to make hay early on in this one, lap 26 of 150. Through turns 3 and 4 now. And I thought Elliott had a better run through 1 and 2. Didn't happen. The Mustang just didn't have enough to catch that Camaro through 1 and 2 last time. Can he do it this time? Into turns 3 and 4, the 51 edging ever so close to the back deck lid of the 83 of Feeney. And across the start-finish line one more time. We're working lap number 28 of 150 here on this short track. And our race leader, Blade Timmons, is starting to get really close to Danny Venezuela. Looking to put him down a lap. He would be the first car 1 lap down if it happens. And it does.
And at the line, Elliott in the 51, Chris, sitting there in 7th position, still working that inside lane on the 83 liquid moly machine of Feeney. Feeney able to hold off the 51. Now they are pretty much door to door as they come down into turns 4. And at the line, it looks like Elliott has got past, but Feeney battling back on the outside, not giving up yet.
Brandon Feeney on the outside. Travis Elliott to the inside. Feeney trying to hold the momentum on the outside lane, goes up the track just a little bit, and that's going to make way for Travis Elliott. Oh, Feeney gets into Elliott. Elliott hard into the inside retaining wall. Feeney followed him in.
Oh, I think Bromley got it. Oh, yeah.
And Michael Bromley involved in that one. All right. Let's go back out and take a peek here. See if we can break this down just a little bit more. The 83 on the outside coming out of turn number 4 just gets into the 51 and follows him into that inside retaining wall.
And the 51, maybe it's just a glitch, Chris, but it looks like it stepped out a little bit too.
It's very possible. Let's go back and check this out through the eyes of Michael Bromley. He sees it happening right in front of him, but no place to go. The track is wide, but not that wide. He was all the way to the outside and ended up mowing the lawn. So Feeney brings out the first one here tonight. Him and Travis Elliott having a pretty good race amongst themselves, and they get into it and find the inside retaining wall. First caution of the evening. Blade Timmons, your race leader, He's being followed by Aaron Davidson and Greg O'Berry after a couple of drivers came down pit road. Cody Levitt and Kobe Combs, complete out your top 5. Then it's going to be Jamie Leach, Hunter Reynolds, Cody Sleeper, Daryl Calder, and Donald Bennett.
But a good little green flag run there by the drivers, Chris.
Oh, absolutely.
Some drivers going in. I mean, I'm surprised, actually, not everybody. I'm surprised Blade Timmons staying out here.
Well, half-mile track, you're going to be able to put a lot of miles on a tank of fuel. And if you're up front, I don't know if you want to come down quite yet. We're at about 18 miles driven of the 75 here tonight.
I want to take a quick second. I mean, I know he's not out there in chat, but Ram, we missed you, buddy. I hope you're having a good night. I know you'll hear this the next time you get to watch the race. We missed all our viewers when they're not around.
Absolutely.
And we thank all of you that are hanging out and watching with us here tonight.
Oh, definitely. Short track action at its best right here in North Wilkesboro, brought to you by Salt Flat Cup Series, presented by SimBox. Seriously, if you're looking for a SimBox, go on over to Facebook, do a little search, do SimBox PC, and get yourself one. As the pace truck comes in, we are lined up, ready to go. Back under the green flag, we are. And Aaron Davidson with a good restart on the outside lane. Can he hold on to the momentum? Blade Timmons battling back on the inside. They head down the back stretch. Blade Timmons trying to hold it, but good amount of momentum out of Aaron Davidson in the old 3. Here comes Greg O'Berry back on the inside. He's leading the charge from there on back. Put him in third as Cody Levitt steps to the outside. Continuing on this battle for the race lead on the outside, it's Aaron Davidson in the 03. The inside belongs to Blade Timmons. Timmons took that lead away from Greg O'Berry, and he's going to hold on to it. Aaron Davidson falls in line.
I do believe Davidson will be credited with leading one lap, Chris, at that line a couple laps ago. He was first, but it didn't last very long. Timmons definitely hanging on to that spot. That Chevy looking good out there. Happy in that clean air. I mean, all the Chevys are doing good, you know. Top 7 are all Chevys. And you got Hunter Reynolds. He's still hanging on to 8th place, Chris. Doing a fabulous job there in the 28.
Well, it's good to see him back out there. Very, very talented driver. We'll see if he works his way up towards the front as the laps tick off. 9 more laps, and we're a third of the way done with this one. And oh my, Aaron Davidson just had a big miscue coming off from turn 2, and that's going to allow Greg O'Berry to the inside. O'Berry going to take second spot back. The 03 got a little loose, tight something, and he headed up towards the wall, and that's all Greg O'Berry needed to see. And he took that spot away. Behind them, the 01, Cody Sleeper, taking a spot away from Cody Levitt, so Levitt back down to the 5th spot.
I don't think he's done yet. Sleeper been very, very fast in that 01. I believe he might have some new sneakers on that thing.
Well, he's also been punted in the rear. The 01 showing some signs of damage on the backside, but not going to slow him down here as he takes over second spot. Cody Sleeper, a man on the mission. Rick, you're absolutely correct on the new tires on the 01 machine. Checking his pit time. He has definitely got a new pair of shoes.
Other driver that's starting to make some moves, Chris. He's down there in the 13th position, the 31 turn 3 machine of Donald Bennett. Just got around Danny Venezuela in his 04.
And DB up to the 13th spot. He did start in 10th, fell way back though. Now working his way back up towards the front, maybe starting to feel a little bit more comfortable up front. Cody Sleeper starting to put a little pressure on Blade Timmons. Those 4 new tires really going to come into play here, as there is a huge amount of separation back to Greg O'Berry in 3rd spot. On the outside, the 01 Sleeper taking a peek. Couldn't get the mustard out of that car. Maybe through 3 and 4. He's back up top, taking a look, wiggling that wheel. Can't quite get there again. Cody Sleeper giving a handful to the 23. We drop into the cockpit of Cody Sleeper as he is doing battle with Blade Timmons. Timmons holding on to that inside lane for everything it's worth. And right now, that's about the only thing keeping him in the lead. Sleeper at this point is faster. Just has to be patient.
And there we go. That's all it took.
Sleeper to the outside. They're door to door.
Oh boy.
Ooh, so close to making contact. Sleeper at the line had the race lead. Credit him for leading a lap, and now he pulls out. In front, new race leader Cody Sleeper, and Blade Timmons has nothing for him right now on those older tires. Sleeper is gonna pull away. Greg O'Berry sitting in the 3rd spot. Aaron Davidson pestering him on from behind through turns 1 and 2. And Davidson running that inside lane. The 10 of Greg O'Berry holding on. He's our pole sitter for tonight. So fast car, but these older tires might be giving him a fit. Aaron Davidson running right behind him. Cody Levitt up 7 spots into 5th place. The 38 getting it done out on track. Roy Fernandez in the 3 car running in the 6th spot. The 28 of Hunter Reynolds starting to move in on him just a little bit. Colby Combs in the 48 has got a mirror full of Jamie Leach. Leach down to the inside. Leach looking for a spot. Colby Combs holding on the outside. Can Leach get in there? Coming onto the front stretch. Through 1 and 2 now. Jamie Leach holding that inside lane, trying to build some momentum, coming out of the corner and down the back stretch into 3. And they are pillar to pillar, bumper to bumper. And now Leach out front. Jamie Leach back up to 8th spot.
Man, what's some great racing by the 13 and the 48 there, Chris. Now, Colin's got to be careful there because Hagedorn's starting to peek his nose into that Ford Mustang. Trying to get that Milwaukee machine to do what he wants to do to try to battle on the 48. He was able to watch Leach, and learn a little bit from Leach to try to figure it out. But now the two's got to try to do it. Right behind Hagedorn is Michael Bromley. Bromley back in 11th position where he started, so still not bad.
He is finding the way in the 05.
The Camry doesn't look too. I don't think he got too much of that accident, just enough to turn around. I think the left rear maybe a little messed up, but it's good.
Right rear tire is a little angry based on how he came off from turn 2. The rear end of that thing started to slip out, and look how tight he is right now. Oh, if he continues that way, it's not going to be long before Daryl Calder, right behind him in the 26, going to have a shot at him. Let's take a look in on our race leader, the 01 of Cody Sleeper. He's got himself a nice 2.5 second lead over Blade Timmons, running in 2nd. Aaron Davidson is 3rd, and Greg O'Berry is right behind him in 4th. Cody Levitt rounding out the top 5, and already we're getting ready to start talking about lap 60.
Yeah, taking off very quick here, Chris. Hunter Reynolds right behind Levitt there in 6th position with Roy Fernandez a little ways behind him. Jamie Leach still sitting there in 8th. He's up 5 positions, though, since the drop of the green flag. Colby Collins in the 48 sitting in 9th, right where he started. And the 2 of Jared Hagedorn up 4 positions, rounds out that top 10. Then you got Daryl Calder, you got Michael Bromley, Donald Bennett, Travis Elliott, and Denny Venezuela. And it looks like Well, Brandon Feeney on pit road. I know he's missing his front clip there. But maybe the old liquid moly not doing too well there.
'28 of Hunter Reynolds and Roy Fernandez in the 3 are having a good battle as they have caught up to Cody Levitt in the 38. Levitt in the 38 trying to chase down the 10, Greg O'Berry, and trying to stave off Hunter Reynolds in the 28 machine.
I mean, I'm feeling bad for Levitt right now, Chris, because he's got to have one eye out the windshield and the other eye right on right in the rear view.
Drive the guy in front of you. The rest will sort itself out. Hunter Reynolds closing in. You can almost hear the shark music as the 28 gets closer, but Cody Levitt is too. And we got a couple of guys coming down pit road.
Yeah, the 03 of Davidson and the 10 of O'Berry now heading down. Play Timmons also in pit road, Chris. Jamie Leach down there.
Yeah, so Cody Sleeper continues to lead the way. He's doing so on, well, slightly fresher tires than everybody else had. I think that's about to change. Right now, Sleeper has got a 10.45 second lead over Hunter Reynolds in the 28. And we're going to have to see what happens when this all sorts itself out, because Sleeper is just putting a spanking on this whole field right now.
Look at that lead that he has on Hunter Reynolds right now, Chris.
Yeah, 10.5 seconds. And that's remaining fairly consistent. Brandon Feeney looks like he may be done for the night, or getting some long extended repairs.
He's in chat. Just she done blow it up. That's not
She
good.
blew up just as I was talking about him. Sorry to hear that, Brandon. I thought you had another top 10 in you tonight, buddy. Meanwhile, Sleeper still out there, still getting it done. The gap between him and Hunter Reynolds has grown to 10.8 seconds at the start finish line. Cody Levitt coming out of pit road and needing to be careful of the race leader right behind him. Sleeper puts himself out to the wall, gets around Cody Levitt. Add one more to the drivers that are at least a lap down. Now Levitt's going to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. So he goes around our race leader and starts taking off. Again, we're going to see the difference between new versus old tires. As a couple of drivers are a couple of laps down, Elliott and Davidson. So Travis Elliott, Aaron Davidson down. A couple of laps.
Ooh, Venezuela having a little issue there.
Yeah, that car not happy. He's been out there for a long time. Last time he was on pit road, lap 33. So he's trying to make it last for a good long time. Hopefully to try and take advantage of those new tires a little later on in this race. We are almost halfway done. Lap number 73 being worked right now.
Happy. I mean, last time Sleeper, he has come down pit road once. It was on lap 32, but he's definitely looking to stretch it out, and he's in the position to do it right now.
Well, the good thing that he has going for him right now is Sleeper has a heck of a race lead. 10 point, make that 9 seconds over Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds is starting to close that gap in a little bit. He's got a lot of fresh track in front of him. But here comes, well, a couple of guys with fresher tires. So Hunter, I believe, is on the same track, trying to maybe do this one in as few stops as possible. Maybe has one more up his sleeve.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Chris. Of course, Reynolds down last time, just Just like Sleeper on lap 32. Daryl Calder finally said, okay, enough's enough. His 26, he's in 8th position right now, Chris. He's heading down pit road for his second service of the night. Travis Elliott also in.
Past
Man, these laps
halfway.
is taking off. Yeah.
Yeah, past
Taking off
halfway,
quick.
and things are looking really good here. Only one caution. Unfortunately, one of the drivers involved in that caution not able to continue on. I won't mention any names. Benatini.
You shouldn't have gave all that product away last week, buddy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, just when I thought Hunter Reynolds was starting to close the gap, I look back, Rick, and it's 11 and a half seconds now. So Cody Sleeper finding some extra grip in this set of tires.
Ah, you know, there's a bunch of AC Delco parts in that 01. He's good to go. Just saying.
Cody Sleeper, Hunter Reynolds, Roy Fernandez, Jared Hagedorn, the only 4 drivers on the lead lap as of right now. And Hagedorn is in trouble. The 01 coming. Blade Timmons gets a lap back, goes by the leader. So Timmons, who had led a good portion of this race early on, goes around Cody Sleeper, gets his lap back. Now the 48 of Colby Combs trying to do the same thing, at least get one back.
No, just like his sponsor ally there, do it right. And that's what he's doing.
And the 2, Hagedorn goes down a lap yet again. So the Milwaukee car not handling the way he wants it to right now. A lot of times you start getting used to the way the tires are going, and then you go in and change them, and it's a totally different car, and you're not going to be happy with it for a few laps. And that might be exactly what's happening to the 2 of Jared Hagedorn. Hey, Brandon Feeney is in the waiting room. Brandon, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, buddy. Let's take me through that incident that ended up long-term blowing the motor.
It was just kind of a racing deal. I was just kind of getting used to running the high side there, and I had a good run off of 4 right as the 51 got loose coming off of 4 and made a little contact, and I found the wall a little harder than everybody else.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because it looked like you actually followed him into the wall, and you just hit it more square than anybody. Tough night for you, bud. Who do you have on the 83 that you want to thank?
I got to thank Liquid Moly and K1 Graphics. K1 Graphics, that's sponsoring the next Bristol race, so they're on the car here helping us out. And yeah, like I said, maybe I gave away a little too much oil last week and I didn't have any spare for this week.
That's entirely possible, bud. You need to keep at least a quart in pits at all times.
Yeah, I got like a couple cases here, but we use liters here, so...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. I should know better. Being a Vermonter, I'm almost Canadian, right?
Yeah, close enough.
I mean, when you folks sneeze up there and you're facing south, we feel it. You know, that's all we're going to say.
True.
We're that close.
Yeah, well, I do have some big sneezes once in a while, so...
All right, who's your hockey team?
Funny enough, my hockey team's actually the New Jersey Devils.
I can't talk to you no more. You're out of here.
Oh, wow. I was hoping he was going to say the Bruins.
I can't do that to you, Brandon. I'm sorry. You want to try again?
Let me guess, you're a Leaf fan, aren't you?
Oh my goodness. See ya.
Oh, I like you even more now.
I'm going to give him one more shot, Rick. Okay, one more time, Brandon. Understand that my family came from the Providence that starts with Q.
Oh, le Québécois.
We.
Ah, so you like the Quebec Nordiques?
Oh my goodness. All right, that's enough of you. You're out of here. You're done for good. And
Montreal Alouettes, the baseball team, or
oh my goodness. Oh, the Alouettes. Well, that's a long time ago, but yeah, I kind of miss it. I wish they would get that going, Brandon. It's time to fire up another baseball team in Montreal to fail.
yeah, maybe after the COVID's all over, maybe we can get another baseball team up.
That would be awesome, actually. Hey, Cody Sleeper's on pit road. Blade Timmons going to take over the race lead. Greg O'Berry going by. So Sleeper now going to lose a bunch of time because everybody else is on relatively fresh tires. We're going to see what that means later on in the race. Brandon, it was good talking to you, brother.
Yeah, good talking to you.
All right, buddy. Take care now. Brandon Feeney, driver of the number 83, unfortunately has to call it an early night here tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking, Chris. There might be one other driver that has called it quits tonight. That's the 51 of Elliott. Travis Elliott going to be scored in 15th position.
Danny Venezuela having a little trouble with his 04. We'll see if he's going to continue on right now on pit road. But the big news right now, Blade Timmons, who led this race earlier on, is leading again. He's got an 8.3 second lead over our pole sitter, Greg O'Berry. Jared Hagedorn has found his lap back. He's sitting in the third spot in the Milwaukee number 2. And Cody Sleeper's right behind him.
Not for long, though.
Not for long. Sleeper on that really great feeling. And it is 4 brand new tires. It is a great feeling.
Well, Brandon Feeney kind of let the cat out of the bag of what's going to go happen with Sleeper. So he said around lap 92. So he was very close.
Yes,
Last
he
time
was.
down lap 91. So, and fresh Goodyear's on the 01 AC Delco machine. So he's got a little time to make up, but that time is it's closing.
Well, Jared Hagedorn coming down pit road again. We'll see what that's about. Meanwhile, Blade Timmons, Greg O'Berry, Cody Sleeper, your top 3 drivers. Cody Levitt in the 38 is running in the 4th spot. DB Donald Bennett is in a battle with Jamie Leach. That's a battle for 5th spot. Leach down on the inside, going to try and take it away, and he does. So Donald Bennett was in the top 5, now in 6th spot. Hunter Reynolds is running behind Bennett. In the 28 machine, he's running 7th spot. Roy Fernandez right behind him in the 3. Aaron Davidson, one time he was battling for the race lead. Now he finds himself in the 9th position. Colby Combs in the 48 rounds out the top 10, back up to our race leader, as there's a bunch of stuff happening all around him. Blade Timmons, he's got the 31 right behind him, and DB wants to get a lap back.
He does, and with the 13 being kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Strategic. Jamie Leach trying to hang on to his being on the lead lap. We'll see what happens there. The Great Lakes machine looking pretty good. That makes me want a beer. And now Blade Timmons looking to attack on the inside of Leach. 23 is going to have it here, Chris.
Blade Timmons puts down another driver, 1 lap down. And we have a little blinking going on there.
Donald Bennett brings his 31 Turn 3 Racing Network machine down pit road for some service.
These guys are going to have a lot of ground to make up, because I don't believe for a minute Sleeper's going to come down pit road again.
No.
Timmons may not either. It may not be in the cards for him. He does have an 8.2 second lead over Cody Sleeper, but Sleeper is closing that gap relatively quickly. And here we are with 45, make it 46 laps to go. So Blade Timmons getting it done, but Sleeper is coming.
Sleeper is definitely coming. So much that gap slowly closed there. I mean, Sleeper does have the fresher tires now, down on lap 91. He did take another set of good years. Last time Blade Timmons was down on pit road was back on lap 64, Chris, which seems like forever ago. I mean, we're at lap 106 already.
The best part of short track racing is, boy, it's quick. And if you don't have a lot of cautions, it's even quicker. Right now, Greg O'Berry trying to get to the inside of the 48 Colby Collins. It's not for position, but it is to try and get some clean air on the front side of that 10. And it's not going to work out for him because here comes the 31 working the inside. So DB gets to the inside and goes on by. Donald Bennett was just on pit road getting some tires. And Blade Timmons is
Blade
on
Timmons
pit road.
Yeah.
So Cody Sleeper taking the race lead once again. The lead over Greg O'Berry, our pole sitter tonight, 4.75 seconds, and it is growing quickly. Through turns 3 and 4 goes our race leader. And at the line, the gap to second, 5.3. Can anybody stop Sleeper tonight? The 01 is on a rail. And he just looks so comfortable driving in there. Let's hop into the cockpit and take a lap around. Down low into turns 1 and 2. Finding that apex, kicking it back out onto the back stretch just for a moment, then back on the brakes. On the accelerator coming out of 4 and across the line, and that is a lap, and it is quick here.
Yeah, I'm so glad that this track came to iRacing with the help of Dale Jr., Chris, because I remember watching on TVs on Sundays, man. And when they got to this track, it was always a ball. And these cars, I mean, I know they looked a lot different than, you know, what they did when we were kids, but it's cool to see them run around this track again.
Last time by, Cody Sleeper, our race leader, runs a 19.30. And that is quick. The 5th quickest time last lap. So he's not the fastest guy out there, but he's faster than a lot of them. And fast enough to have the lead. Here comes Blade Timmons. He's going to get his lap back. So Timmons now back on the lead lap. He's got a full lap to go to try and catch the race leader.
I wonder what went through Cody Sleeper's mind, Chris, as Timmons went around him there. He's probably like, oh, crap. I don't want to see him get smaller in my windshield here.
Oh, but it is. It's happening, and it's happening quickly. Blade Timmons very fast on those fresh tires. The trick will be to hold on to him long enough to get back to the back door of Cody Sleeper. He's got 44 laps to go. Math is hard.
I'm glad you're the one that has to do it, man. I don't have my calculator today.
Well, it was 34, but who's counting? 33 laps to go. 118 of 150. And Cody Sleeper holding on to a 9.3 second lead over this man. The 10, our pole sitter tonight, Greg O'Berry. Danny Venezuela is back out on track. I thought he had an issue, and it looks like he did. He's down several laps at this point. So
yeah,
Venezuela having an issue, but continuing to run around this track. Hunter Reynolds in the 28. I said he wasn't around last week, but this week he is. And right now he's running in 3rd. And right now he's actually running possibly a little quicker than our 2nd place runner, Greg O'Berry, as the times are starting to close there as well.
Well, the last lap for Hunter Reynolds was a 19.54. Last lap for Greg O'Berry was a 19.88, Chris. So you're absolutely correct.
And Blade Timmons running in the 4 spot right now, setting up Jared Hagedorn and trying to go around him. Timmons just trying to catch our race leader. And he's got about a half a track to go. So he's closing. I just don't know if it's going to be enough time.
Yeah, it's going to make it interesting.
Cody Sleeper. I think that's the first time in a while he was up the track just a little bit higher than he had been. So tires might be starting to go away a little bit on the 01.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. I've been sitting in this cockpit here for the last handful of laps, and you're absolutely right. Definitely moving up on the racetrack. From where we saw him, I mean, he was when you're going into the corners, I mean, he was right on the white line going around.
Take a quick peek in on the weather. The track has cooled down back to 107 degrees. So that should help these cars around this track a little bit. But if you're on bad tires or spent tires, probably won't help you as much. 26 to go. Make it 25 as they cross the start finish line. And Cody Sleeper really is starting to live up to his name. He's up 3 spots from 4th. And he is leading the way. Got back to Greg O'Berry, still growing. It's 11.3 seconds right now. So O'Berry with 24 laps to go. Oh, having trouble. He's coming down pit road.
Wow.
Blade Timmons up to 2nd. So Blade Timmons in the 2nd spot. And that just begs the question. Why did O'Berry come down pit road? Was it a fuel issue? He definitely stopped for gas. And that is it.
That is it, yep.
Can Cody Sleeper make it the rest of the way? He's got to be able to. Last lap, 91. 91 to 150. It's 59 laps. Hmm, 21 to go. I think he's got enough.
I know he's definitely not saving anything, so I think he feels pretty confident in the 01.
Yeah, Feeney, let us know. He's fine unless there's a green, white checkered.
Perfect.
20 to go. Sleeper continues to lead this one. The gap back to Blade Timmons, 10.72 seconds. And Timmons is still cutting into that. With 20 laps to go, he would have to make up. Well, in order to have enough time to pass him, he's going to have to do a half a second. He's not doing that.
No.
So unless something happens to Sleeper, this one is looking good for him. And right now, he's behind Donald Bennett in the 31.
I mean, it doesn't sound like much, 10 seconds, Chris, but right now, Blade Timmons going across our finish line. And Sleeper was right at the halfway of the back stretch, so they're pretty even on track on opposite ends of the tracks. Sleeper now going across, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's, roughly 19, almost 20 seconds to get around this track on these tires. Oh, the 01 steps out. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And just like that, a second is made up. Oh, Sleeper can't afford that. He's still trying to get up to speed. Almost 2 seconds Timmons able to make up from that one little misstep from the 01. So now he gathers it back up. Man.
And with Sleeper having to race Bromley there a little bit, I think he's okay now, but I mean, that lap traffic could come into play, Chris, and that's going to force Sleeper to have to run, maybe change lanes, run a little harder to get by them. He doesn't want to be slowed up by anybody right now, that's for sure.
Don Bennett isn't going to make it easy for him if he can catch him before the end of this one.
Oh,
Bennett will not make it easy, and the gap time is still shrinking. 7.5 seconds now. Back to Blade Timmons. Timmons getting around Greg O'Berry. O'Berry being scored as the first car 1 lap down in the 5th spot. Hunter Reynolds in 3rd, and Roy Fernandez having a great race running 4th.
yeah, with 12 laps left to go, run down the field real quick. So Sleeper still leading the pack. Blade Timmons right behind him. Hunter Reynolds, Roy Fernandez, and as you said, Greg O'Berry rounding out that top 5, Chris. And Cody Levitt sitting in 6th position. Jared Hagedorn right now in 7th. Aaron Davidson down to 8th position. Jamie Leach is in 9th, and Donald Bennett rounding out that top 10. Then Michael Bromley in 11th. Colby Collins, the 48, is sitting in 12th. Daryl Calder in the 26th, sitting in 13th position. And then Danny Venezuela in 14th. Travis Elliott, we know he is out of the race here tonight, but he's going to be scored in 15th. And Brandon Feeney, the first car out, going to be taking home 16th position tonight.
And with 10 laps to go, I do want to thank Stephen Herman, our race control here for the Salt Flat Cup Series. Every week he is in making sure everybody following the rules. Doing a great job out there, Herman. 9 laps to go for Sleeper. And the gap back to Timmons, 7.45 seconds.
We don't want to jinx it, Herman, with 9 laps left to go. But you've had a pretty easy night here tonight so far. I'm sure you're happy about that. Now once we get to 3 to go, it'll be the first green-white checker. Just kidding. You know, I mean, Chris knows me very well. I'm not a very big fan of short tracks, but this track is a lot like Bristol. I mean, those are my 2 favorite short tracks. They both race very well. I mean, obviously the high banks at Bristol, a lot of fun, but North Wilkesboro is just it's an iconic and a historical track, Chris, and it's a lot of fun to race it. And it is a very, very racy track, like you said at the beginning of the broadcast, and it puts on a good show.
Yeah, rear tire is starting to go away on Sleeper's machine as he is having troubles coming out of the corners. A little slipping I'm seeing. Not so bad out of 1 and 2. Oh yeah, there it is. Let's take a look in on Blade Tim and see how he's handling the corner. Going into turns 3 and 4. Timmons. No problem. Five laps to go though. 7-second lead. And that lead is shrinking quickly now that he's got some slower traffic. Donald Bennett in the 31. Making that car wide, doesn't want to go down another lap. Danny Venezuela on the top side, trying to stay out of the way.
You know, if Timmons is listening in, Chris, it's exactly what he wants to hear.
Not going to be enough, Rick.
5.5 seconds now. 3 laps left to go. Oh, what a good battle for Blade Timmons, though, Chris.
This time by white flag, checkered flag in the air, doing the pole dance. As we've got 1.04 miles to go on the backstretch for the second to last time. Cody Sleeper taking it in turns 3 and 4. All he has to do, Rick, is hang on to it. Be smooth. He's got a 5-second gap. White flag in the air for Cody Sleeper. Blade Timmons along for the ride. Hoping, praying something happens to the 01. Going into turns 3 and 4. The 01 takes a very different line just to stay out of everybody's way. On to the front stretch now. Cody Sleeper going to be your race winner. Blade Timmons, Hunter Reynolds, second and third. A great race for Cody Sleeper. Greg O'Barry, our pole sitter, ends up fifth on the board.
Man, what a great race by these drivers.
And Sleeper uses up the last bit of rubber on the 01. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. After a brief pause, we're going to be back with post-race interviews. Huh? Blade Timmons, 23. Oh, got you here, Blade. Sorry. Cody, where's Hunter? Oh, Hunter's here. Well, good job, guys. We're going to be going back live here in just a moment. All right, we're back live with the top three finishers, and let's first go ahead and talk to our race winner, the 01 of Cody Sleeper. Cody, it was 69 laps on that set of tires that you took last on lap number 91, and the big question is, how did you not lose that car? It was starting to get loose towards the end, but you held on to it every lap.
Yeah, man, it was towards the end there, it was getting a little loose. It would kind of stiffen up and then loosen up a little bit, but it was a handful towards the end. Man, it was quite the run. Definitely wasn't anticipating, placing first in this one, but North Wilkesboro was nice to us tonight, that's for sure.
What's your new favorite track, Cody?
Well, I guess it should be this one. I actually do like short track racing quite a bit. But yeah, this is a good track. I don't know if it's my favorite. But this is always fun when you have good green flag runs like that.
Oh, absolutely, bud. It was a lot of fun to watch for sure. Who do you have on the 01 that you need to thank tonight?
Yeah, sure. So guys that I race with, Roy, Aaron, O'Barry, and Hunter, great group of guys. Always fun racing with them. Got to thank the Michael and Danny and all the admins, and then obviously got to thank you guys for putting on the show here, broadcasting it, for everybody to see. And got to thank my girlfriend if she's watching. And that's about it, man.
All right, bud. Congratulations once again on the race win, Rick.
Blade Timmons driver. Yeah, good job, man. Blade Timmons driver, the number 23 machine. You got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you were out there. I mean, number one, it's not bad to always finish where you start here during a long race like that, but you were doing a really good job there, catching back up, man. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe that late pit might have hurt you just a little bit, but you battled back pretty good. Run through your race a little bit.
Well, that first caution, I debated whether pit or not. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to run it out and see what I can do with that kind of strategy. And so I pit late on that. After that first caution, ran another 30-something laps and pit for tires. And I knew them boys that pitted 30 down on that first caution, I knew I was going to be able to catch back up and cycle back to the lead. So that's what I did, and I tried. And then I wasn't sure about Cody's strategy there, so I figured a little later pit stop and later in the run, I figured he'd just pit for fuel and keep on rolling to try to hold a heavy lead. So I figured I'd run him back down with brand new tires. So that's why I took him again on the second stop, and just didn't work out for me too well. But we were fast, and that's, I mean, I didn't hit the wall this week, so we're all good.
No, the Mafia Motorsports 23 looked pretty good, and it was very fast out there. I mean, I think if, maybe a couple more laps. I mean, Chris and I, at the end of the race, we were watching you, and you were really starting to cut into the lead there of Sleeper. And I think maybe just a few more laps, you might have had it, man. But what a heck of a race. Who do you get to thank on that 23?
Oh, man, I like to thank all my teammates, even though they didn't show up tonight due to other reasons. But I like to thank them, man. I like to thank everybody that puts this on. I appreciate y'all up there in the booth, man, being able to broadcast this and go back and watch it and stuff.
Excellent, brother. Well, thank you, and congratulations once again.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
And that's the driver of the number 23. It's Blade Timmons, and finishing in third tonight, conspicuous by his absence last week, it's number 28 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter, a third place finish after taking a week off. Not a bad way to do it, bud.
Yeah, I very happy to get third place tonight. They say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and we came in a little unprepared for this race. And thanks to Roy and Cody for the pit strategy there, we pitted in and only took fuel on the first caution, and that got us to third place tonight. So I'm very happy about that.
So you had to take fuel just the one time. How many times did you swap tires on that thing?
Every stop after, so fuel and then tires.
Gotcha. Hey, not a bad run though. Third place after being off, like I said last week. It was a good run for you, finishing in third. Who do you got to thank on that Ford Mustang?
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank all my teammates that I've been running with: Greg, Roy, Cody, Aaron, everybody else that supports us. I'd like to thank everybody watching, all my friends and family, everybody else out there. You guys in the booth, turn 3, do an awesome job, and league admins.
All right, Hunter, thank you very much for racing tonight. Great for third place finish for you. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Can't wait to see you again next time, next Tuesday. It is going to be the Salt Flat Cup Series once again live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And for Rick, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Have a great evening.